So, okay, started recording. So, what can you tell me about your experience in war?
No, I was an officer. So when I deployed with 40th Infantry Division as an advisor in Afghanistan. I was advising the Afghan National Police. So I was advising 6 of their district chiefs of police, their operations officer, and their logistics officer.
Did you see anyone get killed in action in Afghanistan?
Only on drone strikes that we were coordinating.
Hmm.
And usually there was Afghan insurgents who were targeting.
Right.
So did I see them? Yeah, many of them.
Who else do you know in our family that fought in a war?
Your great grandfather Antonio, he was in the Mexican army, and he fought in Veracruz in the early 1900s. But we're not sure whether he fought for the government forces against the Americans or if he fought against the rebels. We just know that he fought, and he left and walked all the way home to Guadalajara from Veracruz. It took him about a year to get home. And when he got home, they looked like completely homeless. And he never was the same after the war. And also your great, 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 great grandfather, Jabez McCloy, he fought in the Civil War on your mom's side. He was with, I believe it was the Pennsylvania, a cavalry unit from Pennsylvania.
Which side was he on?
He was on the Union side.
Union side?
Mm-hmm. And there's records on his military service.
Do you know which battles he fought in?
According to, from my research, he fought in most of the major battles that the Pennsylvania cavalry was part of. That's what I know.
Do you know anyone who fought in the Second or First World Wars?
The First and Second World War. In our family, I do not know. I know on your mother's side, many of your uncles fought during World War II.
Mm.
Your grandfather Jerry's brothers, they were all, many of them fought in the World War II.
Mm. Yeah.
But I don't know a lot about their history.
Yeah. Considering that during World War II there was a draft, it's highly likely that someone in our family was drafted.
Your grandfather Vicente, he was drafted during the Korean War because he was born in the U.S., but he never got to go. He ended up getting into an accident, and they declared him 4F, meaning unfit for military duty.
Mm.
So he wasn't able to go to the war because he got crushed between 2 cars.
Right. Hold on, I gotta. So
Your grandpa Jerry McCloy worked for the Birmingham Post-Herald. During the Civil Rights Movement, there was a big incident that happened. They took a picture of the Freedom Riders. They were being attacked, and his newspaper took the picture that won a Pulitzer Prize. And what he did is he went with some other people to recover the film because the photographer was attacked and they broke his camera. So they had to go back to recover the film, and that film ended up winning the Pulitzer Prize. And your grandpa Jerry, he had a very interesting story. When he worked for the paper, the Ku Klux Klan tried to assassinate him. They drugged his drink, and he drove his car down a hill, got into a crash, and he was in a coma for about a month, I think.
Mm.
And so, yeah, they almost killed him. And at that time, he had a full ride to go to Cambridge, Oxford, England. He was going to get a scholarship to go to school there, but he couldn't go because of the accident. So he also got to interview Martin Luther King.
Really?
So yeah, he got to do a lot of interesting things. Your grandpa Jerry was a very interesting person.
Okay.
He was also in the National Guard during the times of the integration at the University of Alabama, and he was present. He was one of the troops that was deployed to Alabama to help with the integration.
Okay. All right. Another question. All right. So what do you know anything that's really humiliating that happened to you or someone you know, like something that's really funny?
Humiliating.
Yeah, funny, humiliating, something that just made you feel embarrassed and made other people laugh.
Nothing. When I was young, I cussed out one of my mom's friends because he
What?
kept messing with me. He kept trying to pull down my diaper as a joke, thinking it was funny. And I just kept watching him. He did it, pull it back up. He pulled it down and pull it back up. And then I cussed at him in Spanish. And so my mom was really embarrassed because I cussed him out and I was only like I was only like about a year old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were a cussing baby.
Oh yeah, I had a foul mouth.
And I guess it runs in the family because I remember I cussed when I was little.
No, you didn't. We
I
wouldn't
did.
let you.
I
You
remember I said cuss words when I was little, but I didn't know what they meant.
Not much. I knew what they meant. I used them a lot. I wasn't the typical kid. That's why I fit in perfectly in the military
Huh?
because I cussed like everybody else.
I remember you always tell me that some stories from when I was a baby. Want to tell me about those? Like more about those?
What about how you used to suck down a bottle like so fast? You used to be so focused. You would finish a bottle in like seconds. It was funny. You like start screaming in the morning for your bottle. And before I went to my PT, my physical training. I'd give you a bottle, you'd suck it down in a few minutes, and you just suck at that thing, just stare at me, like stare into my soul. It was funny. So I used to feed you every day before I went off to PT at like 5 in the morning.
This is back when you were in military service, right?
Yeah, that's when we were in Oklahoma at Fort Sill.
I remember Mom keeps telling me that one time when I was a baby, my stroller flipped over.
Oh yeah, she was at an office, and then she had all kinds of stuff on the stroller, and the stroller flipped over. Yeah.
I'm lucky. Yeah, I wasn't. I'm lucky I wasn't injured.
Well, look, there was a lot of people around to see it, because then they could have accused her of, doing something bad. But it was just it was a lot of people were there. Luckily, they helped her.
Oh
Yeah, and then there was that one time when you got really, really sick. You ended up in the hospital, and it was really bad. That's when I was in Oklahoma. You came back with your mom to see your brothers. But yeah, you got really, really sick. You had all kinds of tubes and all kinds of wires hooked up to you.
Do you have any? Okay, so another question. Do you have any funny memories? Like just memories that make you laugh each time you remember them.
Memories that make me laugh.
Yeah.
Everything makes me laugh. You
But
guys-
like ones that have stuck with you since maybe your childhood or since that day.
I don't know. Not really too many things are. My sense of humor is a lot different.
All right.
It's a little bit more. I have a darker sense of humor.
Me too.
Some of the things that we've seen are pretty dark.
Yeah, like I remember. I know this isn't a funny memory, but it's like I remember when I was when I was little, there was that mudslide in Oregon.
Oh, that was crazy. We were on the bridge at Multnomah Falls, and we were right on the bridge, and it was raining. Well, it was drizzling. It wasn't raining too hard, and then that big landslide happened, and all the rocks came close to the bridge, and we just barely got off the bridge on time. You ran the wrong way. Your brother had to pick you up and carry you the right way. I picked up Christian, his stroller completely, and carried the whole entire stroller. Your mom grabbed Amanda, she ran running.
Do you remember what we did after that? Like,
Yeah, we went down the damn pathway back to where we came from.
I know, but like after the mudslide.
Oh, nothing, we were fine. I mean, nothing happened to us, luckily, but it was pretty close.
Yeah.
And they just opened up the bridge because of previous landslide, the boulders fell on the bridge. And they just fixed it and opened it again.
Do you remember where we went after that? Like after
Back
the
to
mudslide?
back to your Aunt Martha's house. And then we told her about it, and she didn't believe us. And then after that, it came out in the news. And yeah, we were right on the bridge when it happened. That was crazy. I remember your sister was afraid of mudslides for a long time.
I didn't know that. I didn't know she was even afraid of mudslides.
Oh yeah, she was afraid of mudslides because of the bridge.
I also have this one weird memory. It's like of Amanda screaming like while someone was brushing her hair. I can't remember much.
Oh yeah, you guys went to go visit me when I was at
Yeah.
Fort Sam Houston.
Yeah, like I think the cops got called.
Yeah, and so your mother was combing your sister's hair, and your sister kept screaming and yelling, "Stop it! You're hurting me!" And so when they ended up, somebody in one of the other rooms at the hotel called the police. And so they showed up at the door, and they wanted to see what was going on. But yeah, it was because her hair was being combed. So yeah, that was
So that was. So the police were probably called by someone who like didn't know that it was just a child. Or
yeah, because I
something.
mean, if you're in a hotel room and you hear a child saying you're hurting me, yeah, you're gonna think that somebody's like physically hurting that child. You don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Oh, we
that
got,
was funny. Your mom wasn't laughing at the time, but afterwards it was funny.
we got like 7-8 minutes on this recording. Should we end it here?
Stop it now.
All right. So Dad, what do you remember about Iraq?
Iraq, I wasn't there for too long because I ended up being evacuated medically. But I remember that they used to like to lob rockets into our base all the time. I remember it was really hot all the time. I remember you had to walk everywhere. And it was pretty dangerous sometimes, but I mean, we were pretty well protected, well defended on the base.
All right. Do you remember hearing any stories from any other soldiers?
Well, I mean, I was working in operations. I was a battle captain for a combat aviation brigade. So my job was to track all the flights, all the movements that we had in Iraq. So yeah, I saw a lot of people being attacked, a lot of people being shot, and then they would call us and we'd send aviation support.
All right. Do you remember anything particularly memorable about that?
I mean, it was pretty cool. My shift was the swing shift, so everything happened during my shift. So I got to see the special forces do all kinds of interdictions. I saw them take a lot of high value targets. I got to see a lot of firefights through the footages. I got to direct a lot of flights, a lot of troops in contact that we supported. So yeah, it was always a lot going on while I was working.
All right. Aside from war, what are some other past experiences that you remember?
What do you mean? From where?
Like aside from war, right? What are some past things from your childhood or your past that you remember?
Nothing. I just remember when I was a kid, I used to like to play soldier a lot, which is kind of ironic that I ended up becoming a soldier. And actually late in life because I started when I went to boot camp when I was 32 years old.
All right.
So that's older than almost most people that go to boot camp.
Okay.
I already had my bachelor's degree. I was already on my second or third career. So I already had a ton of work experience, corporate experience.
I don't remember any. I can't remember if I asked you this before, but do you remember anything? Did Grandma Tina ever tell you any stories?
She told me stories about her youth. Our great uncle had a restaurant in Guadalajara that used to sell birria, and it was one of the best birrierias in Mexico. People used to go from miles away just to eat there. And what they used to do is they used our grandma, your great grandma's recipe, which was real good. So I mean, it was a very popular birria.
Alright. Alright, so I guess.
She also told me that there was when your great grandma was younger, there was a serial killer in Guadalajara that would strangle women with a pantyhose.
Really?
Yeah, and then your great uncle, they caught him, and they did some justice on him.
Alright.
So that was an interesting story. Yeah, your uncle was a scary guy. He was once arrested. They thought he was a cristero, so he was sentenced to death. And they were going to execute him, but your great grandma managed to save him just in time. They got a pardon for him.
Do you remember anything that happened to your siblings or your uncles? Or
My siblings, your uncle Albert, he fought in Grenada
mm,
back in the 80s, when the first time he joined the army. Let me see. Him and me are probably the only ones that deployed. You do have some cousins. One of your cousins, I think, was with the special
yeah,
forces.
and I Jacob's in the military right now.
Yeah, Jacob is in the military. He's in the Marine Corps. He's a cyber dog.
Mm.
That means they do cyber warfare.
Mm.
So he's got himself a pretty good job. He's been in for a few years now. And it looks like he's doing good.
So we got like 4 minutes. Let's do like one more minute.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Let's see. So do you remember some of the things that you did growing up? Like
I did a lot of things. When I was growing up, we lived about a block and a half away from the Boys and Girls Club.
Mm.
So they had a swimming pool, basketball courts, baseball courts. So
Mm.
year round, I was always swimming. So I used to do a lot of swimming. We did water polo a lot, water basketball. Then I played baseball, football, basketball, soccer. Played all the sports there. That's where I learned how to play pool, how to shoot pool. Got really good at it. Learned how to play ping pong there.
Mm.
I learned how to shoot there too. They had BB guns that they used to teach us how to shoot with. Then they had like an arts and crafts center there. So I learned how to do wood projects, work with plastic. So I used to do a lot of creative stuff there. Then they had a library there. I used to go there a lot too. And they used to help you with homework and all that. So I learned the Boys Club was very, very helpful. I was very active. And then your grandpa, Vicente, he insisted that we all learn how to play an instrument. So I was always taking music lessons. Then I was in the Boy Scouts, the Cub Scouts. So I was very active. Kept me out of trouble. Growing up in a really, really rough neighborhood.
And